If you're stuck in hustle mode and your handmade business constantly feels like a grind, it's not an issue with motivation, discipline, or focus. You're likely just planning in a way that goes against the natural cycles of your body, your creativity, and the seasons around you. In this video, I'm breaking down the three biggest reasons your business might feel stuck in survival mode, especially if you've been focused on staying consistent above all else, and how aligning your strategy with the moon phases can change everything. So if you're craving less burnout and more flow in your business, give this video a like so YouTube knows to keep sending you more helpful content like this. Let's start with the hard truth. Most traditional planning methods were built for factories, not creatives. They follow a linear, masculine structure. Set the goal, work the steps, check all the boxes, and repeat. But handmade business owners aren't machines. We're deeply connected to cycles: energy cycles, creativity cycles, emotional cycles, and even hormonal cycles. And when we ignore those natural rhythms, we hit walls more often than not. We've been trained to think productivity is about showing up exactly the same way every single day, but your body, mind, and energy just does not work that way. Creative energy doesn't just pour out consistently on command. It ebbs and flows like the moon, like the seasons, like literally everything in nature. So when your strategy ignores those cycles, it creates friction. You end up pushing through when you should be resting, or launching when your energy is low, or planning content that just feels off. So you're not inconsistent, you're just being asked to plan like a living thing, not a robot. If that hits home, I've got a free Balance and Thrive starter kit that'll help you create a more flexible, sustainable plan based on your real life. You can grab that using the link in the description below. But it's not just about the way you're planning, it's also what you're ignoring that's keeping you stuck. Have you ever had a week where everything felt heavy and off, and you blamed yourself for not pushing harder? When you tune into the moon's rhythms, planning starts to feel a whole lot more intuitive. During the new moon, things feel quieter. It's a natural time to plant intentions and set the tone for what's next. As the moon waxes, energy picks up and momentum builds, making it a great time to get things moving. As for the full moon, that's a high energy visibility moment. Think launches or sharing your work widely. And as the moon starts to wane, it naturally calls us to slow down, wrap things up, and reflect before the cycle starts again. And just like the moon, the seasons give us powerful cues too. Think of spring as your season of creative sparks, new ideas, fresh energy, and inspiration is blooming everywhere. Then summer shows up like your hype crew, perfect for taking bold action and getting visible. Fall is all about refinement and harvesting what you've built, while winter invites you to slow way down, rest deeply, and dream up what's next. When you ignore those cycles and try to power through everything at full speed, you're not being more productive. You're setting yourself up for burnout. And this isn't just woo, it's backed by nervous system science. When we align our actions with our energy, we reduce cortisol, the stress hormone. We increase our ability to focus and actually create better results with less resistance. The more your planning respects your energy, the more sustainable your results become. So you don't have to be in launch mode 24/7 to grow. There's a time to push, and there's a time to rest. And the moon and seasons literally show us when. Now let's talk about the trap that keeps so many handmade business owners spinning their wheels. So we've covered planning with the moon and syncing your business to the seasons. But what happens when you bring both together? That's where things get really aligned. Each moon phase has its own energy, and each season brings its own vibe. But when you combine the two, you can get hyper specific clarity around what kind of action is actually supported. Like when to rest, when to refine, and when to go full force. Let's break it down quickly so you can start to feel what this looks like. The new moons in spring are for planting bold, exciting intentions. This is new beginnings energy times two. During waxing moons in spring, we're building momentum around fresh ideas. This is a great time to test and experiment. The full moons in spring encourage you to show off your work, launch something new, and let yourself be seen. Waning moons in spring ask you to reflect on what's working as energy shifts into summer growth. The new moons in summer are great for clarifying what visibility or action is worth your energy. Waxing moons in summer encourage full throttle effort. Go after your goals with fire and confidence. The full moons in summer ask us to celebrate, share, or open the doors to something big. During waning moons in summer, we pause to avoid burnout, release what isn't converting. The new moons in fall allow us to plant reflective, thoughtful intentions. This is where strategy gets sharp. During waxing moons in fall, we're encouraged to refine and edit your work. Full moons in fall are a great time for harvesting. Share results, insight, or major offers. The waning moons in fall ask us to clear clutter, prep for rest, and begin wrapping up the year. Now, the new moons in winter encourage us to dream, journal, and create new visions. This is your inner world playground. Waxing moons in winter are for small, nourishing actions, nothing rushed or flashy. During full moons in winter, we reflect and celebrate inner growth or spiritual wins. The waning moons in winter ask us for deep rest to release old ideas and prep for a fresh spring cycle. When you layer moon energy with seasonal energy, you're no longer guessing when to plan, when to launch, create, or rest. You have a rhythm that's deeply tied to nature's, and you'll likely notice it also is in tune with your own body. This is what it means to be in sync with your business, not just emotionally, but energetically. If you want a supportive place to begin syncing your goals with your energy, don't forget to grab your free Balance and Thrive Starter Kit. Now that you've seen how moon and seasonal planning combine, let's zoom in and explore how to plan your week using the moon cycle, even if you only have 10 minutes. But first, tell me in the comments, which moon phase or season do you feel most connected to? There's no wrong answers here. Just remember, you don't need to hustle harder to grow your business. You just need to align with your natural rhythm. When your planning honors your energy, everything gets easier. So you're not broken. You're just not a machine. And that's your superpower. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to plan your week using the moon phase, even if you only have 10 minutes. You're going to love how simple and intuitive this can be.